Can I have a just discussion first? Oh yeah. Okay, greeting judges and contestants. It's been quite busy in An Giang province for a while now, right? So, thus there ought to be something to warm us all up. Please draw your attention to the screen, as the hotspot is about to be in view. You guess what that hotspot is? Yeah, I think so. So please welcome Jason Catchwood for us, or as fellow Vietnamese calls it, Jason. My name's Catchwood, and I'll be your tour guide for today. What are you waiting for? Have yourself and we shall traverse to this jungle. A little bit of information based first, shall we? Before commencing on our real journey to the unknown. What is Jason? Jason Catchwood Forest is a breathtaking golden jewel nestled inside of An Giang province. The name derives simply by taking the most prominent plant type in this forest, which is the Maluka THPT, and combine that with the name of a cattle that resides by the forest. So, in this all-inclusive tour, I would like to do or delve into two focal segments, which is Jason's uniqueness as well as its unheard potential. So without further ado, let's begin onto the journey. Onto our first segment, which is its uniqueness as a place. What makes Jiasu different from others? It is that among hundreds of other boggy quagmires and wetland ecosystem, Jiasu is an icon. For what? It holds two distinctive features as a tourism hotspot, as well as its role in biodiversity refuge. So, we'll go into the first one, which is a former, as it is a tourism hotspot. What is it? It concludes some architecture types that really arouses interest of many. Recognized as the longest mangrove bridge of Vietnam, the skywalk is one of the highlights of Jiasu Catchwood Forest. Elevated 10 meters above the ground, this walkway offers a multi-visited view of the expansive forest. It is not only a cardio exercise, as you take a stroll on the walkway, it is also an alternative method to reconnect yourself with nature. Another premise that effectively captures the attention of visitors is the observatory, or more commonly known as the observation tower. Equipped with telescope that has the capabilities to zoom into 25 kilometers, one can discover every crevice of this entire region in a single panoramic view. It is that you can see the fledgling birdies, nest making in progress, as well as the lives of the indigenous Khmer population, which is an ethnic minority in An Giang province, living only a few kilometers away. That pretty much sums up our first role as a tourism hotspot. Moving on to the latter, which is its role as a biodiversity refuge. So, why is it called this? It is that being as a bird's paradise, this Jiasu Catchwood Forest offers itself as a preeminent reproduction site for aliens of all kinds, including graceful neurons, majestic storks, as well as vibrant kingfishers. The list goes on. Water birds is an aspect that many have noticed before. There are hundreds of other species in the tropical biome who are also exceptionally unique, such as bats, snakes, and plants of all types. As this ecological wonder spans for nearly 350 hectares, it offers an immersive experience in one of the country's most diverse and tranquil wetland ecosystems. Even before setting up onto the margins of Jiasu Catchwood Forest, one can vividly discern the uniqueness and invigorating atmosphere of its general land exudes. As you venture deeper into this exuberant landscape on a salmon, you'll find yourself immensely inundated by the melodic calls of over 70 dispersed species and animals of all kinds. What is a salmon, you may be wondering? A salmon is a traditional boat ride in the southwestern of Vietnam. It is one of the many activities that you can enjoy at Jiasu Catchwood Forest. While hovering effortlessly through hundreds of serene canals, one can see the aliens, the faunas, the saunas, and the towering Maluka trees, which creates a picturesque and tranquil atmosphere. Moving on, what comes next? This is magnificent. Why? This is especially magnificent in the search season. What is the search season? It is an idiosyncratic name given to the season because of its unusually high water level that makes everything afloat, which also makes the ecosystem as well as the nature here really far. From aquatic plants that greenify the murky sediment-filled waters to aliens, birds, as well as creatures and fishes, which serves as the basis to provide ingredients for our gourmet dishes. It goes without saying that once one has stepped foot into An Giang province, they cannot leave without trying our delicacies. A few prominent aspects or a few prominent local specialties includes local a frequent hot pot made of a fermented fish paste, brewed with bold yet harmonious umami, and bansel, a crispy Vietnamese pancake made from a rice flour batter, served with herbs of all kinds, pork bellies, bean sprouts, miniature prawns, and it is dipped in a fish sauce-based dipping sauce, which concludes a wonderful touch to the experience. And as a final little touch, one ought to buy some souvenirs from the souvenir stalls. These stalls fortunately comes up in the middle of your route as you travel across the pathway. The products ranges from forest produce, such as palm concentrated sugars, wild honey, as well as cured and dried fishes of all kinds. There are even artisanal crafts of the indigenous Khmer populations, which consist of carpentry, as well as local woven clothes with original fittings. That pretty much sums up the first focal segment of ours, which is about the uniqueness of Jiangsu catchment forest. Moving on to our second focal segment, which is its unheard potential. Given the aforementioned status quo of Jiangsu catchment forest, it offers an immense amount of potential that can be actually cultivated in order to thrive. It goes without saying that economical and cultural prospects is one of the most crucial. As for the first one, which is the economical sector, it provides the basis for the regions, as it provides the financial stability as well as vocational prospect for the entire region. Additionally, it goes without saying that demands for tourism necessitates jobs to fulfill it, right? So therefore, it produces jobs to the locals that ranges from forest rangers to sandal riders to cooks, chefs, and especially tour guides. Next is our cultural prospects. What is it? Alongside with the lines already here are the cultures that are rooted within the land. It is the culture of the Biện and the Khmer, which has coexisted for thousands of years. This culture not only augmented the way that the whole journey has come along so far since the very beginning, but also to the overall cultural diversity of this entire region, from aspects such as religion, such as cuisines, and architecture. Now, that pretty much sums up for the entirety of the second segment. So from the aforementioned prosperity as well as sustainability in financial and vocational aspects, the people here can really acknowledge the prospects, the resources that they have to behold and possess. It is from these that they can be able to reallocate these monies as well as the knowledge into preserving the jungle, as well as to provide a million of aptitudes into their own lives, as well as the culture that has had virtually entrancements over the land for thousands of years. By featuring green channeling, a way of channeling that is eco-friendly, which concludes that it minimizes the negative impact onto the environment, onto local communities, as well as the ecosystem. Can this way to revive as possible, sustainably and steadily? And did you remember when the very first beginning, I told you to pack your stuff? Well, turns out that I forgot to tell you what to bring. So here are some essential key components to bring to ensure a perfect trip to Jiangsu National Forest. You need raincoats or umbrellas because of the sudden rains in the seasons, sunscreen and parasol to combat the scorching heat of Vietnam, bugs repellents because of the humidity, most mosquitoes can really thrive and proliferate, as well as some snacks and water to reinvigorate yourself throughout the journey. So, in conclusion, Jiangsu National Forest is truly a gem of Vietnam. It offers an expansive and immersive experience to every culture of the soul, as well as that it offers visitors an unparalleled blend between natural beauty, cultural richness, as well as unique activities that cannot be experienced elsewhere. From the lush greenery teeming with wildlife to the iconic bamboo bridge, as well as the iconic observation tower, it all amalgamates into one single unit and tells a story of its own enigmatic uniqueness as well as its lingering sensation. So, from the aforementioned statement, it is that by having these with learning through serene panels or savoring with local delicacies, one can truly sense a sense of relaxation, as well as a way of enculturating or evaluating with the local as well as the regional security. So that pretty much sums up the entirety of today's journey. Hope you all have a great experience and accompaniment with me. And although this might seem to be the end of our presentation, it is not. It is another open door. See you all on our next expedition. Thank you for your listening.
Okay, thank you for your information about the forest, and I have a question for you. What are the key differences between domestic and international tourists visiting Castle Forest?
Well, personally, to answer this intriguing question, first we have to delve into what is the domestic and what is international. Firstly, about domestic tourism, it is about the nationwide of a variety of cultures as well as each individual of Vietnamese. It is by domestic, it is native. So every Vietnamese can actually be knowledge into this region. However, for international tourism, they will have to learn a new language as to accustom to a myriad of other cultures as well as understanding of this region. So, in order to actually portray a good and unique technique to actually come with tourism from around the globe that includes national and international tourism, we have to actually teach and proliferate this whole entire region as a one single unit. Is that we have to elevate the internationalities of the people who live there and people who actually goes there for a vacation. But people who live there, we have to teach them how to learn a language, how to actually deploy and convey the information to the international tourists that actually comes here to visit, as well as how to keep the cultural integrity intact. Is that we are actually facing a conundrum which is about our cultural diversity and as well as our cultural identity. As homogenization happens from international cultures that are infiltrating into our society, we have to actually be preserved and be referenced in order to keep our social integrity intact. And it is that from domestications of domestic tourism, we can slowly elevate and gradually come to the end as international institutes. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Now let's welcome our next contestant, Ngọc, please, I school,